Today I'm visiting a 14th century church which has two unusual monuments inside. The monuments have been described as highly sophisticated Baroque monuments. And here we are, the church of St Arfan, although I believe the name is a distortion of Arvan. St Arfan was a priest in Ceredigion in West Wales, but he had family connections to royalty in North Wales. There's been a church here since at least the year 1254, as it was mentioned in a document at that time. But the current building dates back to the 14th century. Appears to be some steps here, but they're not tall enough to actually take you over the wall. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know if maybe the wall of the church was made higher at some point. I have no idea if the church is going to be open or not. It'll be a much better video if it is. It's a good thing I didn't wear shorts today. There's a lot of nettles here. Okay, there's the door. Okay, here we are. Oh, bravo. It's a little bit darker. I don't know if somebody's left the door open at some point, because there's some feathers here by the window. If these pews look old, that's because they actually dates back to the 16th century. And here's one of the Baroque monuments. Hugo Williams, Nantog, Anglesey, theologian, doctor, died 28th of September 1670 at the age of 74. You see the coat of arms of the family there. Let's have a look at the detail here. It's highly unusual to find something like this in a small rural church. There's actually a depiction of the Grim Reaper on the other monument. Might be because it's a little bit darker, but this is actually a little bit spooky. is the other Baroque monument, I guess, but this one's not as nice as the other one. It's quite hard to read. And there's a winged Grim Reaper here. Another monument here, but not a Baroque one. Near this place lie interred the remains of Reverend Morgan Ellis Clerk, late vicar of Llanbadrig and for many years curate of this parish. He died November 26, 1789, aged 56. This is a 12th century font. And it doesn't actually belong to the church. This is something that was brought here from southern England in the 1970s. Okay, let's go and have a look at the churchyard. In memory of Margaret Jane, wife of W.M. Roberts, Gwiredog Isaf, Llanachmedd, died August 9th, 1902, at 47 years old. Like a vase there, or an urn. It looks like some grass cutting work has been done here recently. The remains of some railings here. These are parts of somebody's grave, I guess, at one time. In memory of Edward Parry of Ferram in this parish, who died May 13th, 1837, aged 86 years. Also Elizabeth Parry, wife of the above named Edward Parry, who died January, I can't see the date, 26th of January 1853, aged 84 years. Another person who had a long life here, in memory of Owen Hughes, Penlleniau Llanfigael, the one who died 6th of January 1868 at the age of 89. And it goes on to say he was a senior member of the church, and he started singing in Tynnamain Chapel for over 40 years. And he was a faithful friend. Also, his wife, Margaret Hughes, the one who died November 13th, 1828, at the age of 46. In memory of Mary Williams, widow of Thomas H. Williams, the one who died April 4th, 1895, at 45 years old. I guess Thomas Williams is not buried with her then. Sad one here. Children of Robert and Catherine Parry. Anne, who died July 1st, 1861, at 3 years old. Ellen, who died June 7th, 1866, at 13 years old, and Laura, who died June 4th, 1875, at 30 years old. Okay, this is the grave I was looking for. Let's move the nettles out of the way. This one's in English. In affectionate remembrance of ltJones, who was drowned while going on board his vessel, Duke of Sutherland, at Holyhead, September 17th, 1877, aged 22 years. Weep not for me, but be content. I unto you was only lent. Jesus brought me with his blood and called me home when he thought good. I know you felt hard to part with me, the darling of your heart, but getting hard to read now. But something trust in Jesus' name and you may see your son again. ltJones, only 22 years old. There's a big crack down this headstone. Here lieth the remains of William, son of Pugh of Erwythlon in the county of Meirionnydd, by Elizabeth his wife, who died at Llynon 30th of May 1817, aged 10 months. Just having a look at the stonework of this 14th century doorway. There's a bell cot, but there's no bell. I wonder what's happened to the bell. Maybe it's buried under the soil here somewhere. But have a look at the other side. Oh, there's no graves here. There's another door to the church there. There's the ruins of an old house there. So I saw the name on the map. I think it was called St Arfan. Underneath are interred the remains of Eleanor Humphreys, the late wife of William Humphreys, tenant at Bodinolwyn Groes in this parish, and daughter of John Rowlands by Eleanor his wife, late tenant of Clegir Mawr in the parish of Llanbeilan in this county, who departed this transitory life on the 6th day of November in the year 1840. And she was, 73, I think, years old. Likewise of their two sons, who died in their infancy, and likewise underneath are deposited in hope of joyful resurrection the mortal remains of Eleanor Humphreys, daughter of the above named William Humphreys by Eleanor Humphreys his wife. She departed this transitory life on the 5th day of July in the year 1854, aged 49 years. It's in a fairly isolated spot, although there is one farm quite close to it.
If I wrote you a song, if I got every word perfectly weighted on a thin piece of paper, would it make any difference? Would it change for the better? If I wrote you a poem, if I posted a letter?